Hello, YouTube.
Yeah, hello YouTube. We're all here. Oh my god, It's
Hello,
what
Mr.
Hello,
Kraut, who's probably listening.
Oh, very
hello,
cool.
people of the internet.
Hello people of the internet. Welcome to the Eurocast. We're back, This is actually our first episode. Last week we did a test episode which went quite well, I think.
I mean, we all work in IT. We just start counting at zero.
Yeah, exactly,
Also, it is I, the resident deranged German. Welcome.
Yes, and it is I, the least greedy Dutchman. I'm Snor. This is Boy, and today we have a special guest, which is Sauerkraut. Welcome.
Hello.
Wait, do we have intro music? Oh yeah, we have. I just
we-
muted the stream.
Yeah, exactly. Good thing, because otherwise we get feedback like last week. When we started last week, it went really wrong. The first one, we got a massive feedback loop, so it just kept on getting worse and worse. But we fixed it in the end. So anyway,
Yeah.
welcome to the Eurocast. Today, obviously, Friday, and we've got some good subjects. We've got the Israel Hamas problem, which we're looking for guidance on from Sauerkraut, because we're stupid, and
Me too.
yeah, okay, but let's be honest, right? Some of us are a little bit more in the dark than others about what's going on over there, and we'll be discussing that. We'll also be talking about the upcoming Polish elections, and of course the news from around Europe. There's a lot been happening. We'll be talking about a little bit about Elon Musk as well.
Yeah.
Good fun.
And we're going to talk about the state elections in Germany as a little follow-up from last week.
Yeah, exactly. And what that has for implications for the rest of us, basically. And after that, we'll have a little bit of our user section where we'll just pull in people from the Discord to chat with us if they want to about the subjects. So well, let's get started. I mean, this week was a tough week, wasn't it, for everyone who follows the news or who who has friends or family there in Israel. I must say, for me, it's I joined the news late on the day, because it was Saturday, I believe, that when it started. I had made it too late the night before, so I woke up late and I turned on the computer around lunch, and then all of this stuff started hitting me. All of what's been happening the last week in Israel and in the Gaza Strip. And since then, I haven't basically slept well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did you guys like find out?
For me, I woke up at about 6 a.m. From the Red Alert app warning me that there were terrorist infiltrations and rockets and so on.
Because you got friends and family there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. That must have been a real hit. I mean, you do hear of the rockets. They occasionally came around. You know what I mean? But this was a major attack, wasn't it? This was like 300 or 400 rockets at once, right?
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it initially in the server, and I didn't want to think that it was something more than your average Tuesday amount of rockets,
Yeah.
But then sort of fog of war cleared a little bit, and it was clear that this was something much different.
Yeah, exactly. And then the messages came out about the actual infiltration of Hamas into Israel proper, right? It started with the music festival.
Oh yeah.
That really, I mean, the footage which came out from there was
Horrific.
yeah, horrific, but
Yeah.
also, it was so kind of disparate, and there were little bits of news coming out, and you didn't really know what was going on. You just knew there was a music festival and something had happened, right? And then throughout the day, those pictures started coming out, of the people running across the fields, of the people, hiding in the bushes, basically away from the gunmen, and also of the initial attack on it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what I had, as an impression was, this is this was all planned. This is a planned massacre, and this was, this wasn't just, a few Palestinians. I mean, we saw it through the last weeks when there were bombings at the borders in the West Bank, right? People just brought explosives, but that was just small groups, of people. And
Yeah, like your average Tuesday in the West
yeah,
Bank.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then we saw paragliders, right? Like, how
Yeah,
many times have you
exactly.
seen Arabs on
yeah.
paragliders before?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, actually, I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that, but I learned from what was going on, like through many international situations
Mhm.
and events from my Reddit feed, especially non-credible defense.
Oh no.
The best
Learning
source for
about current
news,
events
let's be
through
honest.
memes.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah,
best source.
like I was like, okay, there are Hamas on a Toyota. Shit got real.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's always the Toyota pickup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. What's with that,
yeah,
man?
but
Toyota must be making a bomb,
yeah, but yeah, but anyway, then I was like, okay, maybe that's not your actually usual Tuesday. Maybe that's actually just a bit worse. Like I think it was 2 years back where they're just trying to overwhelm the Iron Dome with just spare firing missiles.
Mm.
Yeah, that was 2021.
Yeah, and I thought, yeah, okay, they're gonna strike some places in Gaza. And then I saw the first videos and the first images, and my impression already then was, okay, the IDF will not let that sit on them.
No,
And
exactly. I mean, this is something that surprised me as well. I mean, what I've understood is there's kind of like a tacit agreement between people that live close to Gaza and close to the West Bank, and the army. They'll live there and they'll make their community there, but it's the army's job to kind of protect them, and to make sure that they have ample warning if something does go wrong, right? And that whole system kind of looked like it had broken down. Within what seemed like moments, Hamas was in the kibbutzes, massacring civilians. I mean, I've read harrowing stories, of people losing their spouses and just managing to make it out alive. And I think that I mean, this is something that really. It's really. I mean, someone called this Israel's 9/11, and I think that's quite accurate. This is going to change a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think so.
I mean, Netanyahu before this had a tiff with the army anyway, right? And
Yeah,
Egypt
if you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people weren't happy with his constitutional changes, as far as I understand, right? And
Yeah.
it went so far as that many elite army units basically said, well, this we're going to protest this in our way, and then suddenly this happens, right? Do you think? Do you guys? Do you think, Sauer? Do you think Netanyahu will survive this? I mean, this must have been,
I think that's a big question. I think personally, no, I don't think he'll survive this. I think a lot of BB supporters now are seeing that, like, they voted him in to brutalize Arabs, and now the Arabs are brutalizing us. Oh no, the leopards are eating my face.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But I don't see a way for him to survive this. I think his entire judicial reform is now dead in the water because of the Article 40 invocation that they have now declared war. This is all suspended.
Yeah.
And I think that shit's just over.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, this is a big blow to his cabinet and his way of managing things. But also, I mean, has this changed the way that people look at the army as well, you think?
I'm not really sure. I think because the people are the army, right? Like the quote unquote civilians who are the reservists. I don't know that this has really affected their view of the army per se, at least not of the soldiers at their level. I did just read a thing like half an hour ago that apparently the U.S. is now sheepishly saying that they gave Netanyahu warning about this too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's like I had only seen that
Okay.
Egypt said it, and then Bibi said no, that's not true, and now the U.S. is like, actually, we did tell you about this.
Yeah. Oh my God, So this is a
So
big thing as well, Bibi basically dropped the ball on this, and
yeah, and this is the biggest massacre of Jewish civilians since the Holocaust. Like this is not
this is not a small thing,
survivable.
certainly, and also because I mean, Israel is a small state. I think how many people live there? About 9 million, I think.
Yeah,
So
9.5 around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for a small country, be attacked in such a major way, that's devastating. That's something that changed. But Bibi's now got his own little cabinet, hasn't he? He's got his war cabinet with the opposition in it, and he's kind of sidelined the far right now, as far as I understand. Do you think that, or am I wrong at this?
I don't know that he sidelined them per se. Like one of his coalition partners on the far right, Itamar Ben Gvir, decided that he wanted to arm civilians in the West Bank and the settlers, and so they just produced 10,000 handguns and gave them to civilians.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still some support anyway from the or is that maybe because he's weak at the moment? That could also be the case, I mean.
That could also be the case, yeah. I don't think that anyone is going to be willing to work with that psychopath.
Yeah.
At least I hope not.
Yeah, exactly. Oof, man.
Never underestimate human stupidity.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and human hubris as well. I mean, let's be honest, right? I mean, he thought he could play. Bibi thought he could play Hamas for a whole long while, didn't he? By basically paying them off. Yeah. And that really backfired on him now, hasn't it?
I gotta be honest, I have the feeling he will survive this somehow, some way. I have no proof to back this up, it's just a gut feeling. He has survived.
Yeah.
He has survived so much stuff where we said he will not survive that. I will call it, he will survive this too, simply due to circumstance or someone else being incompetent.
I mean,
or just through sheer dumb luck.
I was surprised that they re-elected him in the first place, right? It's like, oh no, he's back, So finally, I mean, how long was he in power before? That was quite a long while, wasn't it? That was. Let me see. Oh, I can't even remember. Bibi's always been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's always been the head of state, right? It feels like. I think he's served for like 16 years total or something like that, pushing 20.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is Mark Rutte and Orban territory levels of being there. But I mean, for him, this is so for him this probably won't be survivable then, and but if he does, I just wonder what Israeli society will look like afterwards. I mean, I must confess, I've read some articles in Haaretz, I think it is. But they're very anti-Bibi, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty left wing.
Yeah, so maybe my view's been colored a little bit by that, But I mean, now it's been basically a week, since all this happened. It started, of course, with the horrific pictures, and the pictures still haven't stopped coming out, really, What we don't know, of course, is there have been reports of the 40 babies which have been murdered. But first of all, people that are listening, please don't look for this stuff online. It is really
you don't want to see this.
You do not want to see.
Yeah, it's really gut wrenching.
Yeah, exactly. And this kind of stuff, and the footage from the kibbutzes and stuff. Try to stay away from it. Read the actual newspapers on this stuff. Let them do the legwork. instead of looking for it on Twitter. I mean, the thing is, I
Yeah.
have this OSINT feed which I have, which I've now basically scrubbed of most of the not safe for life stuff. Um, just for this reason, because it was very much. But that was Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and then of course, I mean, Israel got ready. We saw all the troops arriving at the airports. We saw the
Yeah, and them pushing back to the border fence. They actually managed to pull that off harder than I had expected, faster than I expected.
Yeah, I
But
mean, they put a lot of troops down there too.
Yeah, and
yeah, but on the other hand, Hamas basically pulled a smash and grab, like
Yeah.
we smash through,
Yeah.
grab and kill as many people as we can.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much just
like-
killing anything that moves.
Yeah, like one interesting thing that I read is that Hamas didn't expect to have that much success. Success
Yeah,
in
it seems
quotation
like
marks.
the mission failed successfully. They didn't really anticipate almost no pushback for so long. They just had free reign on the Negev.
Yeah, and basically, if you kill about like maybe if you kill maybe 10, maybe 15 people and kidnap 5, that's still a range where you can have your propaganda victory and can have some bargaining room for the 5 people. If you kill 1,000 people,
Yeah.
people are gonna be really mad,
Yeah, exactly.
and they know that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I mean, when you talk about how Hamas kind of, what's their end game here? Was this just an explosion of, of rage, or do they actually have a plan here? I mean, as far as I could see, if they ever had a plan, that's basically been blown out of the water now.
Yeah, my belief is they just overshot their actual goal by a very big long shot.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from Israel's side, that's definitely the impression you get. We've been attacked on our soil, and this is, we have to make sure that this can never happen again. And I mean, now we're now seeing at least the opening stages of the ground assault into Gaza. And I'm seriously worried that will become a humanitarian catastrophe. I mean, the thing is, right?
I mean, it's already kind of is. Gaza's out of power for a few days. Water isn't flowing for,
Yeah,
I think, Tuesday.
Exactly.
it's already a humanitarian crisis.
Medical support has all but collapsed. There is no excavation equipment on site to get people out under the rubble. So that figure of about 1,500 dead will dramatically rise once the siege is over.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely going to happen. And I mean, they still get some power from Egypt and some water, but it's nowhere near enough. I mean, there's 2 million people on that
strip of land.
Yeah,
it's actually the third densest urban region in the world.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not surprising.
The thing is that what really pisses me off, and this is as soon as the crisis started, the commissioner for I can't remember his name, Commissioner Oliver Varhey, announced that they just stopped the aid to the Palestinian Authority. And it turns out he did it basically on his own. He didn't. First of all, he didn't have any power to do that. Right, he just made the announcement, and that basically they had to roll that back, and because of that, the EU was basically put out of commission. They were all of a sudden they weren't a trusty person to talk to anymore.
Yeah,
and
I mean, but overall money flow is to a large part suspended because Germany and Austria have suspended their financial support already.
Yeah,
and
I thought we just put it. I don't think we actually suspended it. I think we thought about it. We put it auf Prüfstand, I think was the thing that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they said we're gonna look at it, and until we're done looking at it, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean that basically put the EU out of commission. We couldn't do anything anymore to influence, the plight of the civilians on the ground, basically, or provide help for them, because we're no longer a trusted partner, really.
I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing we can do for the foreseeable future to make that better.
Yeah, true. But at least we could
Like,
have had a say. You know what I mean? And having a coherent diplomatic message would be good. I mean, what I did is, as soon as the conflict started, I started to kind of catalog what the reactions were from all the European, the commissioners, from the High Representative, and all those
heads
kind of
of
things.
state.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, mostly the EU ones, and they were all very pro-Israel, of course, and
Yeah, I was
most of
surprised.
and that
I
was
think
very
Ireland
nice.
was rather pro-Palestine. I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think they had some weird representative who said something out of pocket, but I don't think it was the national
Mm,
thing that they were
Okay.
saying as a
yeah.
statement.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the thing about something like this, major event, all the crazies come out of the woodwork straight away, don't they?
Yeah, of course.
They see an opportunity, and the grifters and the crazies go, okay, this is my chance, to be relevant,
Mhm.
and that's what we saw in the first few days, and that seems to at least be calming down a little bit now, rational discussion is starting to take over. But of course, I mean, that doesn't help anyone who's on the ground in Gaza, right? And I mean, that's basically something that I'm really worried for. That we're going to see lots of pictures of Gaza basically being starved out. Um,
I'm gonna send or I'm gonna send you a picture, Snore. It's
yeah.
the line of evacuation that the Israeli government put out.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
If yeah, basically, yeah, it's a very big tragedy unfolding. What was the rule of thumb? You can't survive 4 weeks without food, 1 week without water.
Mm,
Something like that, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, you need water pretty quickly.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
or was it 1 week without sleep and 3 days without water?
yeah.
Probably more like that.
Yeah, I think that's the case because you really do need water. But at least, I mean, the Jordan has now sent a lot of help through the Egyptian side of the Gaza, the Gaza crossing there. And so there's at least something coming in. Same thing with electricity. It's not like it's completely cut off, thankfully.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Egypt sent some fuel, I think,
yeah, yeah.
today, and food.
It's amazing though that to me that the Arab world, they most of them didn't condemn the attack, right? But it's not like they've rallied around Hamas. You know what I mean? They're very
Mhm.
very cautious about what's going on. I mean, apart from Iran, of course.
Yeah, like
Iran's really happy,
and and
right?
and Lebanon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was too very
Yeah.
surprised how conservative the statements were from out of the Arab world.
Yeah.
It was basically your usual letter of condemnation,
Mm.
like stuff that you put out for stuff where you should say something but can't be bothered to make a custom thing, so you just throw out the default template with the names insert in it. Like, we
I mean,
condemn
they
the
all
attack
feel like
of
that, right?
Israel on
Yeah, but
Palestine.
it was still surprising that I thought that the UAE actually came out and sort of told Hamas, "Hey, you might have screwed the pooch here.
Mm.
Mm,
Like, you should not be doing this to Israel." I but actually was caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
mm, I mean, they're all or the Arab leaders are rather business oriented,
Yeah.
and I
To
think
put it lightly, yes.
I think they
Just a
can
bit.
tell when someone fucked up badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, with the pictures coming out of Israel, I mean, this is the face of real modern war. I mean, both Gaza and Israel have an inordinate number of people with smartphones. There's going to be footage, and as soon as the footage comes out and you massacre civilians, in such a way that's unequivocal whose fault it is.
I mean,
It's. I mean,
uh,
I've kind of likened it to having Bakhmut with webcams. What's going on now in northern Gaza. Um,
isn't Israel gonna cut telecommunication access to Gaza tomorrow?
is that the
Yeah,
case?
internet is being cut tomorrow.
Oh dear, there go my webcams. Unfortunately. Oh,
Yeah.
uh, Yeah, but that's going to be a problem then, because it's going to be very hard to get any information on what's going on and the number of casualties and stuff like that.
I think that's
Yeah, so
kind of
it's
the
going to add to the
purpose.
fog of war. But yeah, that's totally the purpose, right? They're instigating an urban ground war, and they don't want people to send locations of things.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see
That-
what the Arab world makes of that. Then, you know what I mean? Once the pieces
Yeah.
of that come out.
I mean, we will have reached the peak of non-credibility when Hamas will coordinate counterattacks via Instagram or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Russia is already organizing their air defense via Telegram.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of goes into a subject I want to talk about later, which is Thierry Breton's letters to Meta, to TikTok, and to Twitter. About you guys have been publishing shit now. Can you please stop? Because otherwise we're gonna take some money off you.
Have you seen the video made by Hamas?
Which one?
About the one where they basically deny, or it wasn't directly made, or it was directly made by Hamas, but they don't present themselves as Hamas in the video. It's basically like 5 misinformation about the Israel-Palestine.
Are they just running their own PR?
Yeah, it's basically. Do you know these? How should I phrase that? No, you know these people who always scream cultural appropriation? That kind of crowd.
Yeah.
They kind of made it look like one of their TikTok channels.
Oh my god, man! Oh, I've seen some terrible takes as well. I've seen like TikTok dances for Palestine. Right?
That was satire. Because I saw that image too, and it had like 420 likes and 69 comments. And that's where you can tell rather easily that something.
What do you mean that doesn't occur in the wild?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what they say. 1 in a million chance happens 9 out of 10 times. So.
But,
it's improbable, not impossible. Yeah, there was a German rapper who got, I guess, had a mini shitstorm because as soon as Hamas attacked Israel on Saturday, she had up an Instagram story with a giant Free Palestine poster and then like link to my new single.
Oh god, the
jackal.
The grifting, exactly. Oh my god, straight away.
Sarah, I sent you my favorite bad take out of the Germans here.
Wait, where did you send it?
I sent it to her via DM. Basically, we had that thing. It's in German, so people won't understand it. but basically, someone used the most politically correct way of writing a sentence to write the most politically incorrect thing.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed that, but yeah, you're right. Like the original commenter says that massacres of civilians is not a legitimate form of resistance, and someone responded with. Settlers gender star are also not civilians gender star.
Oh my god. Oh, how terrible, But I mean, this is, you saw it straight away, I mean, as soon as this kind of, people were in shock, in the first instance. And then everyone, especially, I mean, I've seen things out of the United States, you wouldn't believe, people fighting on the street, basically. And people really do take sides on this, don't they? To me,
I think they feel like they have to.
Yeah, exactly. But to me, that we've just seen images which are super horrific. This is not the time to pick sides. It's time to take a step back and have a look. And that's what I'm kind of advocating for here, I guess.
I think a really important thing to remember, and I think this doesn't get addressed often enough, or maybe it's not communicated in a way that I understand it as being addressed often enough, is that it's okay to not have an opinion. If you don't know enough, it's okay to say, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just feels like a lot of people need to have really big feelings about these things that they don't maybe necessarily know a lot about. And I think everybody just kind of needs to take a step back and say, okay, what do I really know about this? Do I need to have an opinion? Is my opinion worth something to other people?
Exactly, be prepared to revise your opinion. When new facts
Mhm.
present themselves. I think that's really also really something that a lot of people still really have to learn.
But what do you mean? That implies that my knowledge isn't complete and that I am, as a human being, am not perfect.
Yeah, sorry, man.
I'm
Sorry to break
actually
it to you.
God, so
Yeah, have fun in hell.
yeah.
I mean, we're all in IT, so we have access
Wait,
to the
wait.
sum of human
I'm
knowledge.
already in hell. I
Yeah,
administrate
yeah.
printers.
Yeah, wait. Nor I have an even worse punishment. I'm sending you to heaven to all the boring people.
Oh no,
Ooh.
no! Oh
Oh,
no!
that's ooh. Calm down, Satan.
Yeah, yeah. Please, no.
Have fun playing bingo for all eternity.
I'd be
Oh
actually
Christ.
I'd be a star though. I'd really get into it, right? Because I love bingo.
Snor's gonna be up there with like playing bingo with really old ladies getting drunk.
Yeah, man, I'd do that.
Yeah. But
I'd
no,
like
we
I'd corrupt heaven. That would be my thing. So
That's a good goal.
if Dutch people were to represent one deadly sin, it would be greed.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
I mean, there's this is a common misconception that we're very tolerant. But if you're tolerant, you make more money. So
Just go with the flow. Agree with everything.
yeah. Just yeah, sure, whatever you say. Just buy my products. It'll be fine.
Yeah, line my pockets. Thank you.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, things are starting to kind of coalesce on the ground. I mean, a crowd. I mean, you're Jewish. Do you have any fears where you are? I mean, we've seen a stabbing today in
Yeah.
France. We've seen all kinds of things happen. What are your feelings on this?
I mean, as soon as it happened on Saturday, German police around the country increased security at all Jewish institutions, not just synagogues, also
Yeah.
schools and daycares and stuff like this. They have banned that weird Palestinian NGO that was handing out baklava on the Sonnenallee in Neukölln, which
Oh
right.
yeah.
And because I was reading about the laws earlier, but they can't actually ban Hamas because Hamas is not an organization within Germany. It's an international organization,
Yeah.
so they can only do a Betätigungsverbot, which means if you support Hamas, if you demonstrate for them, you're going to get arrested.
Oh.
And this weekend is going to be wild because there is a pro-Israel demonstration for the same time and place as a pro-Palestine demonstration in my city.
Oh God. Oh dear.
So we're going to see what happens. I think it's scheduled for tomorrow at about 2.
Yeah, stay away and watch on
So-
TV. I'd say,
Yeah,
that would
just
be
watch
my
live
advice.
streams of people beating on each other.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
actually, Sarah, I think we have more Arabs down here in Frankfurt. I think here's like the whole region's gonna be a war zone.
Oh,
My brother in Moses, I live in Little Istanbul.
Oh dear.
Okay, never mind.
I live nicely out in the countryside, so I don't. We do have
Yeah,
a
that's convenient.
Syrian family living down the street, but that's about it. And the rest is completely Dutch. So I'm just going to watch on TV. But I mean, they did that in the Netherlands as well. They closed Jewish schools now. They've there's police in the streets where synagogues are. Is this something that we should be worried about, or do you guys think this will blow over basically because people are starting to
I think
see
it's-
what's happening, or starting to educate themselves on it.
We will
I
not
think it's
boycott
interesting.
falafel.
Yeah, dude, no, that's a terrible suggestion out of the chat that we should boycott falafel. Get out. That's a hate crime against my people.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's. I mean, like, if we should be scared, I don't know. I don't know if we need to be more scared than usual. I do have to say that I've noticed, especially in European press or maybe just Western press generally, it feels like the tone regarding the conflict has really changed this time. And it feels like every other time I've been the only Jew in the room that has to, take all of the questions about Israel, who has to be the expert because nobody else fucking knows.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But And I don't know if this is necessarily worse, or maybe if the overall views are improving, maybe we won't see as many anti-Semitic attacks. But it's all kind of a crapshoot.
It's much more black and white now, though, isn't it? I mean, Israel was attacked. We did see civilians,
It is, yeah. I think for a lot of people that is really cut and dry. But unfortunately, there's sort of this. Obviously Arabs see this differently in Germany, especially, but there's also a contingent of like left-wing, usually tankies, who very much have fallen for this weird Soviet propaganda about Jews and Zionists, and actually maybe kind of believe the protocols of the Elders of Zion and this kind of thing. And I don't know that that's
documentary.
That's actually a biography.
Yeah.
An autobiography. Okay.
No, but for people that don't know, the Elders of the Protocols of Zion, that's the name, right? Was written in the 20s, I think.
It was written in the 1920s and part of like Russian overall anti-Semitism.
Exactly.
I thought it was written in the late 20th century, not the 1920s. I think it was written, published at the height of the pogroms in the Russian Empire.
Okay, this shows someone asked what our credentials are for this. We don't have any, right?
Yeah, no, I don't have any. I'm your guardian Jew.
Originally published 1903.
Right, it was published during
Okay, we have successfully destroyed our credibility. Yeah. Also, I'm just noticing now. We are named on YouTube Eurocast 4.0 episode 2.
Yeah.
Literally unwatchable. This is episode 1.
Terrible. Terrible research. 0 out of 10. Hated all the hosts.
Yeah, zero.
Gonna write it down.
Someone's gonna make a Yelp account for us and then report us.
But yeah, I mean, back to the point though. I don't think it really matters if the tankies know that it was written in 1920 or if it was written in 1903 during the Pale of Settlement, which was basically the height of Jews in Europe, etc., and then crumbled and everyone got pogromed, as happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the incident in the 40s.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
The incident. That's always, this always happens to me ever since moving to Germany. That when I tell people for the first time that I'm Jewish, there is always this moment where they tell me, "Oh, that's interesting. I've never met a Jew before," or "You're the first Jew I've ever met," or something. And we always just share this really awkward eye contact where I raise one eyebrow and can't imagine why that is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We had the conversation at work today where basically we were 4 people in that one room in the office, like a friend of mine. Both of us were German. One of us was a Brazilian immigrant, and one guy was from Morocco. Mm-hmm. And we talked about it, and my friend just said it's at a certain point, whenever I say Jew, it feels like I'm insulting someone.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really about the intonation, though. Like if you say, "Yeah, he's a Jew," like that's fine. He's a Jew.
Yeah.
Totally different meaning.
Hard J, you know what I mean? That's
hard J.
You have to watch out for the hard J. Yeah. No, I mean,
it isn't totally like it's a historical topic subject for Germans.
Yeah, not at all.
It's the go-to, basically. It's the go-to. I mean, as an outsider, when I talk to Germans, and the World War II comes up, it always comes up. Someone's going to mention it somewhere down, in the conversation. And to me, I always have the idea that, the person who I'm talking to kind of goes, "Oh, not this again." You know what I mean? Yeah. But, I mean...
It's more often, don't say anything wrong, don't say anything wrong, don't say anything wrong.
You're currently representing all of Germany, don't screw this up.
Yeah, exactly. But do you feel that as well, because you're Jewish, you're at the office, do you sometimes feel that you're representing all Jews at the office,
all the time, too. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely done the cute, hey, it's a Jewish holiday, I'm going to bring in baked goods and stuff and leave them in the kitchen. Yeah. just your friendly, you got to put on some PR, right? And then that always leads to people emailing me being like, what is this holiday about? I'm Christian, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm very embarrassed to ask you. And so you end up being like the first point of contact for these kinds of I don't know, clarifying to people what we're about, because we don't convert people, but please stop pogroming us.
Sauerkraut, CEO of Jewishness.
Yeah.
Jewosity.
Yeah, I'm not
For secular Jew, that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. CEO. That's it.
I made it.
Then you'd also need a salary, and you need a budget.
Of course.
So that's a good thing.
So I await my first check from the Eurocast. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pay you.
I'll consider reparations.
Yeah, I'll pay you.
You're not getting paid by. You're not getting paid by Eurocast. We all little secret. This is actually a Mossad psyop.
Oh, I feel like I should have known about this.
You know what? I often wonder.
What do you mean you are a Mossad contact?
But I often wonder if on our server we do have some representatives of the intelligence community. Let's say, because
I think we definitely have glowies.
Yeah, I think so. They must be around. So but who are they?
No, actually, a little fun fact. The first time I heard about the protocols of the Elders of Zion, my first thought was, what the fuck does the Zion National Park has to do with Jews?
Wow, the Mormons really did a good campaign there.
Oh no, for me it was. Oh man, for me it was big. To me that was like a Matrix reference, right? It's like, oh, so is that something like a Matrix fanfic or something like that? And I went, oh,
Matrix
shit,
fanfic. I can't imagine the disappointment. You go in wanting to read a Matrix fanfic, and then it's just this anti-Semitic dreck.
Anti-Semitic dreck, which you think, I was really hoping to find out more about Neo,
Oh, and since you mentioned the Mormons, there's some piece of arcane historical knowledge that I have to share.
Yeah, go on.
I don't know which state it is. I think it is Missouri. They have an executive order that basically revokes the citizenship of all Mormon people in the state and allows the state military to hunt them down.
Oh my god, man.
That's almost based.
Cool. Anyway, guys, nice subject. We've talked a little bit about Israel and Palestine,
Mormons,
and Jewishness, and being a CEO, and all the kind of stuff. Next subject, I think. I think that'd be nice. We were going to talk a little bit about the elections in Germany. Now, both of you are German. I mean, you're
unfortunately.
Yeah, can't get away from it, right? And there were elections this week in where was it again?
Bavaria and Hessen.
And Hessen, exactly. And tell us about that, because that was quite interesting. We had a good long discussion about this week, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised. In my state, Hessen, the AfD scored second place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised by that too.
Yeah, which was really surprising. And I knew they had a surge recently. And what really concerns me, there is going to be a state election in East Germany next year, and they're polling there with 30 to 40%.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
But I mean, the German system is basically made to be able to compromise, isn't it? If you win a state election, you still have to make a coalition, and that coalition will have to function somehow. Otherwise, it'll.
Yeah, they will probably go into a minority government in these states. What's more concerning is on the federal level, the government consists of the Bundestag, which is basically the federal parliament, which is elected by all the citizens, and then there is the Federal Council, which is represented or which is made up out of the heads of the individual states. So, for example, the president of Hessen is from the CDU, so he will represent Hessen in the Federal Council. And each law that is, or not each law, but there's a certain threshold that has to be met for law when it's passed by the Bundestag, it goes to the Federal Council, and they have to approve it too. Which is, for example, the reason why we haven't fully legalized cannabis yet, because the Federal Council is controlled by the CDU.
Ah, okay, and they are
Yeah.
traditionally against, as we know. They're not the
Of course.
SPD, they're not the hippies of the German political spectrum, are they?
The idea of calling the SPD the hippies is
I know, right?
Die Grünen.
Yeah, die Grünen sitting there going, "Have you forgotten about me?" You know.
Yeah,
Am I a joke to you?
totally.
I just wonder if Baerbock sometimes, because she does these long international trips, right? She just sits down in her little cabin with a big joint, going, "Oh my God, man, it's now enough,"
Just gets it slapped out of her hand by some flight attendant. No smoking.
No, don't do that, But it's my plane, She actually got stuck somewhere, didn't she? I think it was during the
She's-
during the G20. Her jet
Oh, really?
her jet had such mechanical problems that it couldn't be repaired on site, and she basically got stuck there. And I think she took a regular flight back to Germany. Ouch. That's not the way you want to treat your greens, man. They don't want to work.
I mean, I
with
think
you
it's
if you do that.
I think it's somewhat poetic justice to have a green politician have their private jet break down.
It's a government jet. It's even bigger. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah. But I mean, the FD coming, second, and who was third? I think it was the Greens, wasn't it? Who were third?
Well, I think at that point it doesn't. I think it was the Greens. Yeah. I mean, it's enough for the current coalition to be maintained.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah. Because I mean.
And what was it? What kind of disappointed me, for those who don't know, there is a 5% threshold that has to be met for a party to enter a parliament, be it regional, state, or federal.
Yeah.
And the FDP barely managed to get 5%. They were this close to getting 4.9%, and it would have been so funny.
It's always funny when the FDP just gets the 4.9 or the 4.8.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's always funny when someone gets 4.9.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a special kind of Schadenfreude for the FDP.
Yeah. I mean, especially after their candidate proclaimed that it's totally not their fault. Like, that was the biggest cope rate. Have you watched his speech? It was so funny. He was basically just yelling, "It's not our fault. We campaigned so greatly."
Oh my God! But don't you have like joke parties that people would rather vote for than the AFD? I mean, I mean, in Austria, we saw this week they have the beer party, which has great stuff to do.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there were 21 parties on the ballot cast alone
too many.
Where I live. I mean, for example, we have stuff like the Party for School Medical Verjüngung.
What's it called?
School Medical Anti-Aging Party.
Oh yeah, okay. Hyper specific.
Their whole agenda is, okay, if we divert all government funds now to researching immortality, we can maybe pull it off.
Hey, I'm for that, as a boomer. Come on, man.
I mean, and on the other hand, there's the anarchist Pogo Party of Germany.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
I don't even know what their program is. I think I heard that their deal is basically dissolve the state and give everyone a pogo stick. But not in that order.
Yeah,
first you get the pogo stick, then we dissolve the stick. With the pogo
exactly.
Stick.
You need to make sure that they come up with their promises first. You want the pogo stick, and then
you heard about the Toyota wars. Are you ready for the pogo wars?
Oh man.
But I mean that beer party in Austria, something like that would do well, I think, in Bavaria. I think what was there? They've got a 10-point program for their election, which includes having like a beer fountain in Vienna, and they want to have a Radler exchange program. So if you have 0% alcohol beer, then you can exchange it for real beer and stuff like that. I mean, this is the kind of thing that people should be voting for, not the AFD, right? Come on. Yeah.
I actually looked at I can't seem to find the actual hard, concrete results of the Hessen elections, but it looks like Other as a party managed to hit the threshold.
Oh gosh.
There's so many tiny parties that they get 5.5.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah. But the Linke got absolutely nuked, which is always funny.
Oh yeah, they got like 3% or something, right?
Yeah.
They're 3.2%,
Wow.
and they're sitting now at 3.1.
Come on, guys, you can make it.
Oh, and the Greens came in fourth.
Oh.
With 14.8%. Before them is the SPD with 15.1.
Oh yeah. Anyway, there's another election which I'd like to talk about as well, which is the upcoming Polish election this weekend.
By the way, I listened in on the stream on YouTube, and we kind of sound a bit robotic.
Okay, all right. Well,
nice.
That's I mean, we are all IT people, so I don't think I can really fix that for now. But I'll have to have a look for next episode. Sorry, guys, if it's hard to understand. You can always join our Discord. That's much easier. You'll find the link in the Reddit sidebar of our YouTube channel. Go on.
It's about what's being written in chat on Discord. It isn't necessarily really about immigrants overall. I think it was recently in the poll that 70% of the people who vote AFD said it's about concerns about losing wealth.
So it's more about the inflationary times that we live in now, basically.
Yeah, a
protest vote. Okay, that makes me a little bit more kind of like okay,
I think it was 80 or 70% of the people who said they voted AFD out of disappointment or frustration.
Yeah, I think
I can see that.
So it's more of a protest vote. So that's at least something that's heartening, that this is not basically a big increase in their base. I mean, many people will be drawn into their, to their bubble of lies and bad takes. But at least that's something to look forward to. I mean
that also lines up with where AFDs voted the most. East Germany, for example, where there has been a lot of loss of wealth, or rather where wealth left for the West.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this is also. I mean, when we're talking about what the AFD's final goal is, they basically just want to have their let's be honest, their racist agenda become mainstream, and this is one of those ways that they can do that,
I wouldn't necessarily describe it as racist at heart. I would more describe it as reactionary, because their whole political ideology is we are against the current thing, or rather we are against what the government does.
I think the racism and the reactionary kind of overlap a lot more than maybe you're willing to admit.
Yeah, but I think that. Okay, I kind of phrased that wrong. I think at heart the AfD is more of a reactionary thing. My favorite example for that is their initial reaction to Corona, where the government first said, no worries, there will be no lockdown. And the AfD was, we need a lockdown now. Germans are dying.
Alice Weidel was tweeting about it and was saying how, like, every other country put themselves into lockdown. We need to do this too. Why isn't the government doing anything? And then the government does the thing, and then everything flips 180.
And then their statement was originally, I'm not making this up, they said 1 for 1, Corona's over, lift the lockdown. 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, yeah. I think that's basically. I mean, what they're doing is they're trying to get as much clout as they can. You know, it doesn't matter how they do it, as long as they
Yeah, I
somehow get
mean,
into power. You know, and this is the
that's why Trupala is pretending that he got poisoned with Novichok, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. That happened as well, didn't it? We talked about that last week. But when we're looking at, for example, you know, I mean, to kind of circle back to Poland, you know, where the PIS has been the piss party, has been. I just can't say that without just giving a giggle. I'm sorry. But where they've basically succeeded, haven't they? I mean, this is a far right party, which is very staunchly anti-immigrant, which has managed to make itself, you know, acceptable to the Polish people, and then basically done this second step and taken over the media, the you know, doing the basically all the populist steps which are there, right? And isn't that what the AFD is basically aiming for? Don't they want to be basically what the PIS is in Poland? Is my question. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
contemplating for a second. Sorry. Yeah, that could very well be the case. I mean, they've had quite a bit of success with their strategy, I suppose.
Yeah, and Orban as well. You know, I mean, he's also
Yeah.
a darling of the far right at the moment. You know, with American politicians visiting him and you know drawing him into their little schemes and stuff like that. You know, to me, it looks like we've come to a point where where being reactionary is, you know, is in itself already acceptable to a large swath of society, as it were. And you know, I think this is what we're seeing in Germany as well at the moment. To be honest, you know, this kind of move towards, you know, yeah, all these reactionaries have a place in our political spectrum when they really shouldn't. You know.
Yeah, I definitely think the Overton window here in Germany has shifted significantly to the right, even in the last however long I've lived here, 10 plus years.
I mean, to be fair, during the last election season, we had a major surge in more left-leaning parties, which is why we ended up with the government we have now.
Yeah.
And they kind of fucked
And
up
Ubats.
really badly.
Yeah, but that's the danger, isn't it? I
And
mean, you know, yeah.
I mean, we kind of have a pendulum effect right now, where the political pendulum just kind of swung to the left, and they weren't really able to hold it. And now it's kind of swinging back to the right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's also a possibility worth entertaining. It's going to be interesting anyway to see what happens because the elections in Germany are now 2 years away, I think, right? So,
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So you still have a long way to go, but you know the AfD can embarrass itself numerous times in that time. So you know this is definitely
Yeah, we'll see how many invented attacks against them pop up.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly. You know how many
attention-grabbing headlines, clickbait. I was poisoned by Novichok, or maybe it was an Antifa bee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it was COVID, the COVID vaccine, you know, or
Yeah.
or Hamas, or Israel, whichever one's least popular now, you know. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
terrible, terrible, terrible times we live in. But I mean, for me, that's, you know, that is a worry. You know, I would like my kids to grow up in a world where this kind of thing doesn't, you know, play in the media all the time. And that's also, I mean, that kind of leads me into the kind of the next subject, which is, you know, what's happened on Twitter and between Elon Musk and Thierry Breton this week. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He really laid into Musk. He wrote 3 letters. I've put them up on the European Union subreddit. Let me just pull them up for people so that we can just kind of show them off. Where are we?
Oh my god, I'm just seeing something. I'm in the server for 3 years now.
Oh, well, there you go, man.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. This is your 3rd birthday. Aw.
Oh no, not today. I'm joined on the 12th of August 2020.
Oh, okay. So still.
So we missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time. I actually don't know when my when my Discord birthday is because I got banned once, right?
Yeah, you keep losing accounts.
Yeah. I don't know why, you know. I mean,
It is a mystery.
yeah, maybe someone's got an eye out for me, you know. So
Uh,
don't like me in the
it's
Discord. So
it's hard to imagine what you had to be done to get
yeah, I don't
banned.
know. It wasn't anything
They
terrible.
thought he was 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the second time though. They thought I was 12.
Oh, right.
The first time was like
there's the
they just banned me. And what I did, right? I sent them, you know, messages like, "What's going on here? Why is my account banned?" and stuff, you know. And I didn't get anything back. They didn't answer any of my emails. So what I did in the end is I submitted a GDPR request to delete my account,
Oh, clever.
and then I just created a new account with the same email address, you know.
Oh, that's actually
how,
really cool. Thank you, EU, base
Yeah,
EU, for the GDPR.
yeah,
oh
exactly.
wait, your Discord account got banned.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Oh, I
Just
just thought you got kicked out just from FG.
no, that would never happen. You know.
Yeah, I was
Imagine
wondering
if they just had some kind of campaign against Snore specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't we kind of planning a German coup?
Ja, it's not gonna work.
Oh,
Don't tell
wait,
them.
wait. Ihr habt nichts gehört.
Nee, kein Problem. Ich spreche gar kein Deutsch.
Perfect.
Anyway, so getting back to a subject. So Thierry Breton, our commissioner for digital affairs, wrote a letter to TikTok, Twitter, and Meta day before yesterday, basically saying, you know, okay, guys, your disinformation is, you know, complete, and you know, we have to do something about that, you know, and that was really heartening to me, you know, that really gave me the idea, you know, at least something is being done on that side, you know. So that's at least that's at least good, I think, you know. And you know, these kind of tiffs basically that he had with Elon Musk, you know, they do seem to you know, the Elon Musk posts always seem to get a lot of likes and stuff like that. But this does raise the profile of the EU, and I think that's really important, you know. And you know, especially in these times, you know, that we keep an eye out for disinformation and stuff like that. You know, I
Very
can't.
true.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't believe that the AFD, you know, won't run afoul of him at some point. You know, which will be fun to watch.
Can people run afoul of Musk would then be my question. I'm not sure they can.
Yeah, that's maybe not, you know.
I'm just waiting for the EU Commission to press the funny red button and just nuke him with some big ass fine.
Yeah, I think the DSA, the Digital Services Act, gives you a 6% global revenue penalty. So that's not
Oh,
you know, global profits. No, it's global revenue. So you know that's gonna
that's pretty good.
yeah, exactly. And I think they can also, you know, with repeated violations, then actually ban the platform. So, you know, I've seen great reactions this week on Reddit. You know, yes, please. You know, don't threaten us with a good time. You know.
Yeah.
I
Those
mean,
kind of
from
things.
the way, from what I have seen, apparently their CEO is already in touch with the EU Commission. Musk is kind of still flexing muscles, and
Yeah.
what's left of the Twitter team is trying to do damage control.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was a
Yeah.
three-page letter that she sent. Let me just have a look here, right? Yeah, a three-page letter that she sent to him in reply. So, you know, guys, if you want to, you know, have a good read, just read this letter. It's on the European Union subreddit. Seriously good content. But you know, I mean, to me, this is a good thing. You know, the only thing is, what happens if, you know, one of these platforms gets banned from the EU?
It would be really funny.
Yeah, I mean, there are enough platforms for people
Yeah.
to kind of go to rather than, for example, Meta or Twitter or you know, TikTok. But you know,
I mean,
Uh,
I mean, we kind of forced Apple to change
yeah,
the charger on their phones. If the EU
yeah.
can do that, they
But I
can
mean,
contain Musk's ego.
realistically, though, if Twitter gets banned in the EU, do we really have that much to fall back on that isn't also Meta? I mean, we have
yeah,
Blue Sky and Mastodon. I feel like a lot of people used Mastodon for about 6 months and then didn't.
yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a huge surge of German users from Twitter into Blue Sky, so it's been a kraut fest over there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's basically
Oh,
fragmenting, isn't it? That's what we're
they're
seeing.
gonna switch all to Reddit. Reddit will be an even worse dumpster fire.
Well, if they'd fix their app, that might actually work. But chances are they won't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! Oh, I could just go on for ages about the Reddit app, how terrible it is. But
I mean, I'm now happy that at least the video player is working.
yeah, exactly. That's taken them a month or two to fix, right? Oh gosh.
What do you mean a month or two? I waited 2 years for that shit.
Yeah, that was more than 2 months. Yeah. But I mean, the fragmentation that we'll see, and where do people go exactly? I mean, my wife uses Mastodon now. She's really switched over from Twitter.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know, right?
We will see the revival of Tumblr.
Oh no, man!
Oh, that would be great. But
Wait.
honestly, without porn, I don't know if you're really going to bring Tumblr back.
No. We
Wait,
have to go back to MySpace.
Who owns Tumblr?
I forgot. Wasn't it Yahoo or something that bought Tumblr?
Oh yeah.
Completely ridiculous.
Yeah, Yahoo will become the next tech titan.
Oh God. Yahoo, the tech titan.
Oh no.
For people that don't know,
predicted
right?
this.
Yeah, for people that don't know, right? Because I do have to tell this story. Wait, I do have to tell the story, right? Yahoo is the company that has made the worst decisions in IT ever, consecutively.
Oh yeah.
They've bought the worst products ever and just kind of sunk their whole because they used to be really big in the 90s, Yahoo was, that was the search engine you used, right? But every little bit of their business, they just took the wrong choices, and to have them end up as the tech titans of the internet, especially in Europe, would be glorious. I would love that.
I mean, they could make Tumblr research so hard by just allowing porn again.
Yeah, but
why did they ban it in the first place?
I don't know, man.
Good question.
This was one of those things that I think it was more of a corporate move than anything. If you want to be more attractive to advertisers, you want to make sure that you can't. Your adverts won't get pasted over a dildo or whatever.
But
I think it had more to do with credit card companies, actually. Something similar to every other platform except OnlyFans has had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
if you have porn and you also have credit card transactions, I think it's MasterCard and Visa are kind of weirdly puritanical about this.
Oh, okay,
okay.
Yeah,
but I mean, you could have seen that coming a mile away, basically.
Yeah, totally.
People love two things: cute pictures of animals and porn.
Exactly.
If you take away one of the two of the mix, the platform will suck.
Yeah, exactly.
OnlyFans sucks because there aren't cute animals.
Yeah, or
Tumblr sucks because there isn't porn.
Exactly.
I feel the need to say that there are other things on OnlyFans that aren't porn. You can follow people who make other kinds of content, theoretically.
Theoretically, yeah.
I've heard.
I don't know. I never used OnlyFans.
But I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest, crowd. If you say, "Yeah, I run an OnlyFans," what are people gonna think? That you're gonna.
You teach people to knit. That's so nice.
That's so cute. Yeah. One of our actually owner, our server owner of Forum Gotterfunken, started an OnlyFans for his cat, and apparently it's going really.
Oh, that's
well.
magnificent.
He posts a picture every week, I think. And it's paying her cat bills. So
that's actually really smart. I should do that. Just start an OnlyCats.
OnlyCats, exactly.
I have to say, in my defense, I can't afford OnlyFans. I'm just really fucking greedy.
Oh, your Dutch passport.
I mean, fair.
That's the kind of thing a Dutchman would do. Are you sure you're not Dutch?
I'm from Hesse, which is worse.
Oh, cute. Hey guys, we've been going for more than an hour. Shall we go to the last segment, which is our user segment? Let's see. Can we drag anyone into the chat?
No.
Let's see.
Snore, just to give you an example how greedy the old Hessian families are.
Yeah.
My family disowned my father because he married a poor woman.
You know, that's a country after my heart already. Um, let's see. Does anyone want to have a chat in the audience? Rusty, Sular. Oh, Sular's back. Very nice. Pyrus is
Oh,
there.
look, more German.
Oh, very nice.
Right, why not? Solar,
Yeah,
hooray!
Sular. Oh,
Ooh.
yes, he's raised his hand. Oh, very nice.
Wait, wasn't he the guy from last time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sular.
What you
Hello.
doing here again?
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only joined in like the last 10 minutes.
Ah, that's
while we were
fine.
talking about the AFD.
No worries, nothing of
That's
value.
understandable.
It is.
You just missed a bunch of Israel-Palestine hot takes.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Definitely
What-
the Thierry.
What do you
Breton
mean
stuff.
hot takes? I was holding
Ooh.
back.
I was going to say lukewarm takes.
Go on, Sular. What was it that you would say?
Yeah, the Thierry Breton stuff is especially glorious because I mostly hang around in like all American servers.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I have another topic to flex on, you know. Every time like Germany like says they're not gonna deliver something to Ukraine, like with Taurus, you know, like I get flexed on. But this is my counter.
This
you
is
know?
your turn, you know. Yeah, look, we could
Yeah.
keep Musk in check. You guys can't do that. Haha.
Yeah, it's just Thierry Breton sees a tech company and it's immediately neuron activation.
I do love him so much, I must say. You know, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he had the Apple CEO Tim Cook visit him in his office, and what he did is he has this little kind of museum for himself, which has like video games on it and other things, and you know, in the middle, you know, he just put down like his charger cables. You know, four different types of charger cables, just to kind of push home to Tim Cook, like, haha, we got you, you know, because we are going to allow you to use one, right?
Yeah, that was like
That's
when
glorious.
I saw in the news that had gone through. Like that was a glorious moment.
Yeah, definitely. You know, also one of those
I
flex
walk
moments.
I walk into the local Saturn to like pick something up, and I see them like, you know, slowly the shelf with the Apple charger cables is starting to depopulate.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Finally, you know. Oh, great! But I love this. You know, I mean, this is and I mean, the thing that I saw this week as well a lot was, you know, the free speech argument. You know, and it's glorious to be able to
Yes.
kind of, you know, oh no, the EU is stopping free speech by, you know, by telling people what disinformation is and stuff like that. You know. And it's so glorious just to take out, you know, the actual law, right? The actual Digital Services Act law and the Q&A to that, and just go, no, wait a second, guys, you know, it's much better than you think, you know. Oh,
What do you
glorious
mean?
times.
We're living in a socialist hellhole funded by the US deep state.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Yeah. That's
We're also a CIA psyop.
and Mossad. Don't forget Mossad. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to Mossad, right?
Yeah,
and,
but-
and the Dutch AID.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Verfassungsschutz too. Also, before we continue on, shout out today's sponsor, the IDF.
yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, idea. You owe me Soros bucks.
Oh gosh.
Send your reserve M4 over to Israel for only
Yeah.
$5 like Porto now.
You too can support an Israeli soldier for only one M4 a day.
What's Porto in English? Like
Yeah.
what's
Porto?
in English?
Postage on
I
a
guess.
piece of mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never figured that out, but I suppose.
I guess postage.
Yeah. Postage. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not going to say that.
No.
Too spicy for you too.
Too spicy, guys. You know?
No, it's not too spicy for me. It's too spicy for YouTube regulation. I'm actually curious about how many threads there are already in the moderator channel about. Okay, should we mute him or not?
Ah, cute. I must admit, you know, I haven't checked the moderator channel for a while, so you know, it might be a surprise.
10 out of 10 moderation.
Yeah,
I mean, it gotta be 50. I mean, it gotta be 50-50 between the shit I say and that weird Roman guy who was constantly talking about jerking off.
Oh yeah. We have such a great.
We're a beautiful, colorful, and thriving community of very interesting characters.
Of radicalized morons.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good description, yeah.
Yeah. They radicalized the EU faction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we just
the
we-
supranationals.
Yeah, like-
supranationalists.
I mean, who do we have? We have like our resident Austro-Polish hyper-capitalist nationalist.
Yeah, and we also have our sheikh, right? We've got
True.
We've got representation in the Arab world. You know, there's all kinds of interesting characters. So yeah, it's nice, man. So
mean,
anyway,
that's
thanks for joining us, Sular. It was nice to
right.
speak to you again, and join us next week. It'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
With other medium takes.
Yeah, let's see. Anyone else want to?
Yeah.
Is that it? I think
Anyone
I
else?
promise.
Anyone else that desperately wants to tell me to finally shut the fuck up?
that'll never happen.
One free kick.
Yeah, that'll never happen. You know it. You know, it's you know, shouldn't even try. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna play the outro tune. I think that's you know, I'll just turn that on. And
The outro music is just the kizzy version of Freude schöner Götterfunke.
yeah, no, I actually tried to find some kind of, you know, outro music, but in the end, I just chose for some royalty-free chill out music because that sounds.
Was it like
you know,
the elevator music stuff?
yeah, terrible. I will try to come up with a better tune, you know, next time. So. Anyway,
Yeah, make it yourself.
thanks very much for joining. For those here in the Discord audience, let's convene in the voice chat, and for the rest,
Where you can further tell us how awesome we are.
yeah, of course, you know.
We do accept accolades and tips.
Yeah, and tips, you know. Anyway, see you next week, YouTube crowd.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks very much for sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed, thank
Oh,
you
yeah,
very
fa-
much.
Thanks for giving us the premise of credibility.
Anytime.
All right. Good night, everyone. Night.
Bye bye.
Here.